Your brain is literally hallucinating faces in your mirror every single night. You might think it is just a trick of the light, but what if those faces are not hallucinations at all? What if they are something trying to break through from the other side? Elias sat in his bedroom and stared at his bathroom mirror. The house was silent except for the ticking of an old clock. He had been staring for too long, just watching his own reflection. Suddenly, the edges of his face began to blur into something else. This is called the Troxler Effect. It happens when your eyes fatigue. Your neurons start to fill in the gaps with what they expect to see. When you stare at a static object, your brain gets bored. It begins to project patterns onto the blank spaces of your vision. Elias felt his skin crawl as the shadows in the corner moved. He wasn't just seeing a blur. He was seeing a face form. His brain was taking the textures of the wall and turning them into eyes. It takes those cracks in the tile and turns them into a mouth. This is why people report seeing faces in the dark corners of rooms. Your mind is desperate to find meaning in the chaos of the shadows. But for Elias, the face didn't look like a random hallucination. It looked like something that had been waiting specifically for him. He noticed the way the eyes seemed to follow his every move. They weren't shifting with his head, they stayed fixed on his throat. There is an old urban legend about these types of reflections. People call them the Mirror Stalkers. They are entities that live in the glass. In these legends, a mirror isn't just a surface for reflection. It is a thin membrane between our world and a place of shadows. They use the Troxler Effect as a way to hide their presence from us. They wait until your eyes grow tired before they show their true form. If you stare long enough, the barrier between worlds starts to thin. Elias noticed the reflection of his hand was slightly out of sync. It moved a fraction of a second after he actually moved his fingers. That tiny delay is what triggers the primal fear in our lizard brains. Our ancestors survived by noticing when something wasn't quite right. When your reflection stops mimicking you perfectly, your body screams danger. Elias felt the air in the bathroom turn cold and heavy like wet wool. He could hear a faint scratching sound coming from inside the glass. It sounded like fingernails dragging across a hard pane of silica. He tried to blink, but his eyelids felt heavy as lead weights. He realized that by staring, he was inviting something in. A shadow detached itself from the corner and merged with his reflection. The face in the mirror wasn't his anymore. It had elongated features. It had a mouth that stretched too wide for its human skull. This is where the psychological becomes something much more physical. Some people believe these entities are trapped behind the silver coating. They want to cross over and inhabit our reality for just one moment. Every time you see a face, it might be an attempt at communication. Or perhaps it is just a desperate plea for a way out. Elias saw the reflection's mouth open wide in a silent scream. He felt a vibration in his chest as if the glass were humming. It wasn't a sound, but a frequency that rattled his very teeth. He realized then that he shouldn't have looked so closely at the mirror. Some things are hidden for a reason. Some secrets stay behind the glass. If you see something move in your reflection tonight, do not look twice. Your brain might be playing tricks, but your soul knows better. The moment you acknowledge them, they know that you can see them. And once they know you can see them, they no longer need to hide. They just need to wait for the next time you look away. They are waiting in every hallway and every bathroom door you pass. They live in the gray spaces where your vision fails you. Elias finally broke the stare and turned his head away from the glass. The scratching sound stopped instantly, leaving a ringing silence in its wake. He didn't look back at the mirror for 3 days straight. But every time he passed it, he felt eyes watching him from behind. He knew that even if he couldn't see them, they were still there. They are constant residents of our world, hidden in plain sight. They use the cracks in our perception to slip through the seams. Think about the last time you saw a face in a crowd of people. Or the way your eyes twitch when you look at a grainy photograph. Your brain is trying to protect you by giving it something familiar to see. Sometimes, the thing it finds is not what we want to find. It finds something ancient that has lived in mirrors for centuries. They are patient. They have all the time in the world to wait. They don't need to move. They only need you to look at them. Every glance is a door left slightly ajar for them to slip through. They feed on the attention of those who dare to stare too long. If you see a face that isn't yours, do not try to understand it. Just turn away and let the silence take over your room once more. Because if you look again, they might decide to step out of the frame. They won't just stay in the mirror anymore. They will be in the room with you. Tell me, have you ever seen a face that wasn't yours in the mirror?